Hi everyone, hope you are doing good. So in this video, I will showcase you how you can connect your Microsoft form to a SharePoint list so that whenever a new response got submitted to a Microsoft form, it should get automatically created in the SharePoint list. Okay, so to do that, I'm using Power Automate, and to get it there, you need to type in make.powerautomate.com. So if you don't know what is Power Automate, you can just go through my previous videos. So here I can create a new automated cloud flow because whenever a new responses get submitted, the flow should get triggered. Okay, so here I'm using Microsoft Form as a trigger, and inside that Microsoft Form, there is basically a one trigger. So whenever a new response is submitted, I am using that. It is asking me for a form ID. So if I go back to the Microsoft Form, I have created a new form that is employee details, which is having employee ID, full name, and email. And I am having a SharePoint list, which is same as employee details, which is same having employee details, employee name, and email. So whenever someone fills out this employee details Microsoft form, the form response should get saved to SharePoint list. So I'll go back to Microsoft Power Automate, and in the drop down, it is automatically give me the form ID basically. Okay, so I choose this. So after the form is submitted, I need to get the Microsoft form responses. So again, I will choose a connector which is of Microsoft form, and it is showcasing me get response detail. So I'll get the response detail. Basically, I will get the column values. So here is the form ID, that is again employee details, and response ID will get from this trigger. So whenever responses get submitted, I'll get the response ID, which I can add from dynamic contents. That is a response ID. So once we get the response, basically getting all the column details, I need to save it to SharePoint list. So just need to create item in a SharePoint list. So create item, which is a kind of SharePoint connector, and I need to pass the site address. So to pass the site address, I'll go back to my SharePoint site and pass this link up to this. I'll paste it here, and it will automatically show me the list names. So employee details is available here. After that, it will showcase me all the columns available. So title is basically my employee ID, so which I will pass it from get response detail. As you can see, from get response detail, I'm getting all the columns like employee ID, full name, email. So employee ID I'm passing here as employee name as full name, and email as email. So now this will automatically save the data to the SharePoint list. Now I want something to send me an email whenever a new response is submitted with all the details. So I am using send an email v2, sending an email to myself, subject as new record added, and its body something like hi Nilesh, new record is added. Below are the details. So I can pass employee ID. So I'm not passing the employee ID from create item. Instead, I will use get response detail from employee ID and employee name. So here it is full name and employee email. So here it is employee email. Now my flow is just got submitted. I will explain the complete flow again. So whenever a new response is submitted from the Microsoft form, the flow should get trigger. It We pass the form ID to it, and it will get this connector will get all the responses. And after that, whatever the response I've got, it will create item and send me an email reminder. Okay, so let's test it out. Manually test. So let's just, okay. So it is showcasing me to see it run now, submit a new response. So I need to submit a new response. I go back to the Microsoft form. I'll say preview and provide some ID to it. Full name as Nilesh Bhakti and email as nilesh.bagdi@demo.com. Okay, now I'm submitting it. As you can see, the flow is still asking me to trigger it. So how it should trigger? Once I submit it, it will get triggered. Okay, I submitted it now. I can check that flow should run, and the flow run completed, and it should send and details to the SharePoint list. Yeah, so the details are here with employee name and email, and even I should get an email address with a new record added with all the details like employee ID, employee name, and employee email. So this is how it is. Thank you for watching the video. See you soon.